Mixed martial arts for the battle of the undefeated. Once again, our referee in charge of this bout, Stephen Davis. And now, introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, he is wearing black trunks trimmed in red and white. He is training out of PKG in Culver City by way of Cleveland, Ohio. He weighs 155 pounds. He brings to the ring an undefeated record, 2 wins, no losses. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Bahntge. His opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the red corner, he is wearing the red trunks trimmed in black. He is training out of Vinc Ultimate Training Academy in Valencia by way of Simi Valley, California. Tonight, weighing 156 pounds. He too is undefeated, 5 wins with no losses. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Vinc from FromHellPichel. All right, fans, here we go. The 3 rounds of mixed martial arts in the middleweight division.
Vinc Pichel in the red trunks with black trim. Matt Bahntge, black trunks, white lettering. Bahntge 3-0, Pichel at 5-0.
Pichel's nickname is From Hell. I guess it phonetically rhymes. Let's see if he can unleash some hell in this fight.
Takes a knee to the thigh near the hip. That hurts. And Pichel has already been cut, perhaps a headbutt, but his eye is bleeding profusely. His eye was split right underneath the eyebrow, his right eye. And we're going to get a physician in here if this one gets a break and it doesn't end early. And that's the worst thing that can happen to a fighter coming out. We've seen it happen in the greatest championship bouts of all time. A fighter takes a cut, it's split, and that's it.
They're letting this continue, at least through round 1.
Bahntge trying to connect with that eye and take advantage of it. Takes a knee right into the chest from Pichel. And what a disadvantage for Pichel. I mean, coming in and right away you're at a disadvantage because you're bleeding.
Well,
big time.
You got to fight through it, though. That's what these MMA fighters are all about. They're all about toughness.
Yeah, well, if he gets a forearm around the eye of Pichel, he can just rip that eye open, and boy, we wouldn't want to see that. And Pichel now's eye against the canvas, and a choke, and a scissor, triangle choke attempt by Bahntge. And Pichel gets out. And now the attempted armbar by Bahntge. And Pichel again disengages. And now a half mount on the back of Bahntge. Give Pichel a lot of credit in this one. Coming out, immediately getting cut in the first few seconds of round number 1, scheduled for 3, and he's hanging in strong.
Well, I would imagine the doctor's going to take a look at him in between rounds if this thing goes past the first round.
Combination by Pichel. Those punches connected. And a big right hand right to the head of Bahntge. And now a takedown by Pichel and a full mount and a ground and pound attempt by Pichel on Bahntge. And that's it. The doctor will step into the ring. He'll look at the eye. The physician ringside is Richard Castanon and Dr. Dan Crisuvio. And they're going to look at it.
Bahntge saved by the end of that round too, because he was vulnerable after that 180 reverse pivot slam to the canvas after being in a little bit of trouble in this first round. We'll have to wait and see if the doctors will let this one continue.
Well, the State Athletic Commission is in the ring. Referee Steve Davis also taking a close look at it. If it's split and it's too far, they will stop the bout. If they cannot stop the bleeding, they will stop the bout.
Well, this is where a good cornerman comes in, the ability to close those cuts to allow your fighter to continue. And it looks like to this point they've done just that.
Well, I'm surprised that the doctor, the physician ringside, neither of the doctors stepped into the ring to take a look at it, so perhaps not as bad as it originally appeared. But what an aggressive move by Pichel, and he really convinced us, as well as perhaps the judges, and took that round one away from Bahntge. The combinations were lethal. Pichel with 2 more fights under his belt than Bahntge, and that experience perhaps showing here in round number 2. And you see Bahntge cover up, not even looking at his opponent, and it's all over. Bahntge is out. Vinc Pichel, 6-0.
Knocked out quick. My goodness, he is still on the canvas. The doctor's now checking, looking in the eyes. He got in trouble fast.
At one point initially he wasn't covering up. You saw him for a moment, and then a huge combination by Pichel really put this one. He's hurt here. And then watch the combination once he breaks loose.
The knee and then a couple of good combinations.
Right there, he's not covering up, and then here is the knee to the head. Another knee to the head. He's done right there in a left hand. And it's over. How impressive was that for Vinc Pichel to come back from the cut eye when it looked like it could be over quickly? The officials let it continue. His corner does an excellent job in stopping the bleeding, and he comes out here and pummels Matt Bahntge to end the fight.
Just incredible the way these MMA fights can turn so quickly. As you see, it looked like he was in trouble in that first round with the cut, and there was a question of the way it was bleeding, why they didn't even stop at the middle to let the doctors take a look at it. But his corner, give his corner a lot of credit. They were able to close the cut, and here's that sequence at the end with the knee to the midsection, a couple of good blows. And then Bahntge just not covering up. He's dazed right there, and then that left hook there pretty much finishes him off.
Watch how Bahntge attempts to cover up. He's hurt right here. We'll go back a little further. Right here, he's all done. But just before that, prior to that, you'll see there's the knee. There's the knee, and Bahntge attempts to cover up, but he cannot cover up. Right here. He can't even defend himself there, and it's almost over, yet he takes 2 more knees to the head and then a left hand to the jaw.
Well, the difference, too, is the referee, once he saw the hands drop, that pretty much meant he was defenseless.
And let's go down to the center of the ring with Jim Fitzgerald.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 32 seconds of round number 2, referee in charge, Stephen Davis, stops the contest. Our winner, by way of knockout, he is still undefeated.